Hey y'all, welcome to Lovely Lotus Tarot. I'm your host Katrina, and there's a song that probably most of you know. Maybe not the maybe not the 16 to 25-year-old group. You might not know it, but maybe you do because I'm pretty sure they had like a version close to it on Trolls. So you might. Um, Okay. I feel called to play it, and this is a TED Talk, by the way. There is another 1 minute and 40 seconds. But I feel like I'm only supposed to play it to this part, guys. Okay. Um, so, I know I haven't been posting very frequently, but I'm really trying hard to balance more time to find more stability other than just the motel. So, over the past week since you guys have last talked to me, I tried a room for rent, but it was absolute crap. There was abusers in the house, there was a narcissist. I saw all the red flags, like when I put down my boundary, which is, look, because she was complaining about everybody in the house in the kitchen in the mornings or something, their morning habits. And I was like, my boundary is the first hour that I'm awake. I don't like to hear any negative stuff. I'm sorry. And then she was like, my boundary is your spirituality. Sorry. But you know what narcissists do, guys. Um, So, also, I'm very celibate, but I try to let somebody in as a friend because I've been doing that more in my life on my journey the last month, trying to let people in. And I've made a few really nice, kind friends that are really helpful, and I love their dogs. Um, I feel like I'm becoming a part of a community here, and I really like it. Um, My soul family is definitely part puppies. I love it. Shout out to Chubbs and Stella and even you, Coco. And especially you, baby Kiwi. Alright, but anyway. And Ruckus. I love you too, buddy. And baby girl. No, homegirl, sorry. Yeah, you guys are all the dopest dogs ever, but also I'm building a community of a lot of dog owners because I love dogs, so that's how I should not say that. But anyway, I'm building a community, like finding community, I guess you would say. But anyway, also, God has been testing me. I don't know how turbulent it has been for the collective. I heard there was Neptunian energies, and that's why. But so I tried the room for rent. There was that, and then I tried to be somebody's friend. So I invited them on a trip to the dispensary because there's a really cool swing, and I was thinking, well, I can get to see if this person would be a good friend candidate and maybe somebody to hold my cell phone for this really fresh wood swing video at the dispo. Yeah, there was so many red flags during that duration. So I left, and there's landlord issues. She won't give me the rent back. I was only there for 48 hours. I didn't want even all of it back. I asked for a fair amount, half. She never even gave me a contract. It's okay. I've got so many receipts. So, and I know things that she doesn't know that I know. So, yeah, she's just not going to be doing that, ripping people off. She knew I had PTSD and she could have warned me of this stuff. So God told me to come back to the hotel that I already had paid for, still for 5 days left. So I did, and then a better opportunity came where I can get my own place easier. So God works in mysterious ways. Also, the night before me trying the room for rent, this is all in the period of 1 week, since last Sunday to today. So 1 week ago, 4 a.m., right, God starts having my alarms go off. Because I did set 4 a.m. alarms. And so then he makes me have to go to the bathroom, makes me uncomfortable. You know, he makes me just want to wake up. And then I hear yelling, and God's like, you should go outside and check that out. And I was like, this is not a safe part of town. Like, fine, curiosity killed the cat. And I got up and I drudged my way out there, and I was listening. I couldn't legibly hear him until I was halfway through my cigarette, and I heard that the boyfriend of a gal in the hotel was screaming, help, she can't breathe, somebody call 911. So I called 911, and you know, the lady starts giving me directions, and I'm not even in the room. I just know the room number already because I'm just on the phone with 911 just trying to help. So I go into the room, and I'm like, I need you to do this with your hands. And he was like, fuck you, because he was like freaking out, and he was like crying. So I kind of get it, but at the same time I don't, because I'm a very strong woman. So I don't know, like, I guess you know, I notice a lot of people wouldn't jump to save somebody's life, so it kind of hurts. So I wasn't gonna let this lady die, because she's just another human, regardless of whether I felt the spirit of an overdose of fentanyl in the room. I did. I've never touched the shit, but I felt its spirit in that room, and it was dark. I knew right away what it was, because my spirit guides told me. So he did help me get her onto the ground, and I had to do the chest palpitations. It was very traumatizing, but I was just doing it the best I could. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be certain types of pumps I was supposed to do. I just got the positioning in, and I was just crying and praying, and I probably didn't even hear the rest of what she said. But then when I heard a noise coming out of the mouth, I mentioned it, was told, get rid of it, get the liquid out of there. So we turned her on her side, got it out of there, and her boyfriend scooped it out. And then we got her back on her back, and I started pumping. And then, you know, I felt no heartbeat, and then I felt some heartbeat, and then I felt no heartbeat. And I just started sobbing, because there's this blue, almost purple woman underneath me, and I've never met her, but I want her to live. You know, because she didn't deserve to die if God was waking me up, and if I saw it happen, you know. And I'm glad that she's alive, because as soon as I said, Jesus, let her live, she lived. Like, okay, I'm a metaphysical Christian that does not fit in church, but sometimes I will dip in for a worship service, because I do like Christian worship music. But I think church is nature, and I think most of the people in those walls are fake. No offense. Most. I said most. I think that my people, kind of metaphysical Christians, are found in nature. You know, and I just saved her life. Like, her heart started back up as soon as I said, Jesus, save her. Jesus decided to spare her life, because I was snotting all over her. I was ugly crying, guys, so hard. I was like, I don't know her, but she does not deserve to die. And I was just snotting, and I was just praying, and I was just pumping on the chest. And then I felt heartbeat. And then the ambulance guys were coming in. I heard them about to enter the door, so I jumped up so that they could get to her. And then they said, does she need Narcan on my way out? Because I was already traumatized. And I said, probably. And then I went back to process everything, smoking a bong. I'm not even going to lie. I ate a lot of food that morning, just to try to, that's not healthy, I know, but given the circumstance, I think comfort food helps. So that was my week, and then that traumatized me until about Wednesday. I got to finally see the girl in full color, and between Sunday, after that, I was already going to try out that room for rent, and I started trying it on Sunday. I went from Sunday until Tuesday. I left Tuesday night. But I got to meet the girl in full color on Wednesday. And I was trying to have this idea of what do I say to her? What do I talk about? Like, I wanted to talk to her very badly. And I said, what do I talk to her about? Like sobriety, rehab, her mental health, God. Okay, and you know what? She touched up on every single subject. It was like we were both on the same track. She had her awakening. Like, she was 19 to 23. Young girl. Her boyfriend told me that he didn't think that she saw anything when she was on the other side. I felt in the room that God was talking to her. I felt that. I knew it. That room was so dark of energy. But I felt that. I felt it. It was crazy. I just gotta stop trying to. I don't want to go back to that place in my head right now. Okay, but anyway, I was talking to her, and she had already taken the initial steps towards getting into a rehab. I was going to bring that up in conversation, but instead I was able to tell her I was proud of her for making that decision. I was brave enough to ask her what God told her. And, God told her that if she didn't change her life, change her ways, she was going to hell. And I think that really woke her up. I feel like I literally saved a karmic who is worth its life, which is maybe supposed to change my perspective about these karmic people, because I felt a divine kind of energy in her a little bit. Like, she was also a reader, apparently. She was wearing a flower crown. And, her goals were so future. And, they're realistic if she tries hard enough and puts her all in. And I want to see her flourish and stay sober. So if you guys will also pray for her, to whoever you pray to, could you please pray for her? Her name starts with an M, so we'll call her M. Please pray for this gal M to stay sober, on the right track, towards her highest and best good. She needs this prayer to help her at this time. She deserves it. I want to see her do good. I believe in her. I think that there's a light that might have been sparked from this incident, that drive that we all got at that one point when we were changing who we were from our pain to our healing. But one thing I want to also talk about, that was not the first OD victim I saved in 1 week. God had me be the one on the train when a guy fell out of his seat from an overdose. I waited for about 1 minute to see if he was going to get up. And he didn't. So I pressed the emergency call button. There was these people sitting right above him, like where his head had laid. And I just called them out on their shitty human behavior. I'm sure I could have handled it better, but in the moment I was like, what the fuck? Why don't people care if somebody's dying right in front of them? There's like 1,000 people on this train, and nobody gives a shit about this human on the ground right now, except for me and the metro driver who's going to stop at the next stop. So once the metro driver got there, I had convinced one other pedestrian to jump in after calling them out on their shit behavior. The male in the two-seater above the guy's head finally stepped in to check pulses and do whatever he can figure out how to do. Well, the metro operator was trying to do something. I ran up and down every single train car to figure out if there was a doctor or a nurse on board. There was a nurse on the third car. The incident was on the first car. She ran into action, so I don't know if by some weird chance she'll ever come across this video, but if she does, way to go, nurse. You know, I'm proud of you for knowing what you had to do, even if you weren't at work, and stepping into action. I'm sure there's like some kind of an oath, but thank you for holding true to it. Seriously, we need more people like that nurse. And maybe that guy that like did jump in, maybe his heart had changed from the incident. You know? Maybe he won't let fear hold him back anymore. You know, and we were able to get this guy some help. Paramedics arrived. He still had a faint heartbeat, the nurse said. So, you know, I really think she was more the lifesaver. I was more the attention bringer to that, to save him, because I didn't know what to do. And then I was watching her, so I kind of figured what to do. And then the lady on the phone, you know, it was just a chaotic week, and it took me about until Thursday to emotionally recover from that. So I was working harder, trying to keep everything balanced, but it was a hot fucking mess, having breakdowns all over the place after experiencing around the spirit of death. But LA, we need to talk. When you see this happen, please stand up. Don't be afraid, man. It's another human. Whether they have their own set of issues or not. Now, if it's a child molester, and maybe I shouldn't be encouraging this. Maybe I shouldn't be encouraging this, but walk away. But also, I'm working on more unconditional love. But if it's a known child molester, I might just not even see it. You know, I would not allow that to be. I would just be like, nope. Thank you, God. I'm not okay. I need to heal some things in me, but I have my own set of childhood issues. So, I'm still healing. I just feel like, I don't know if that was Neptune or not, guys, but we need to step up and stand and take action when we see injustices. We need to help others. Listen to what God's telling you to do. Even if it sounds ridiculous, it's not, I promise you. You guys are worth doing whatever it is that God is guiding you to do. Even if there's a lesson in it, just take in the lessons, learn from them so that you don't have to repeat them. And if you see red flags, the message is, if you see red flags, don't doubt yourself. Help yourself get out of that, or help somebody else. Alright, that is the moral of this TED Talk. Much love. I will see you here in a second.